You know, considering the kind of video this is and the game we are talking about, I don't really feel like this avatar fits all that well. There we go. That's a lot better. Hi. Welcome to another video where this time I will be talking about a game I've been so very excited for, which is Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream. I've had the pleasure of playing this for around 25-30 hours already, and so far I am so happy with everything I've seen. But I think it is about time that we talk about it. I was thinking of doing this review in a pros, neutrals, and cons style, so we're gonna talk about the good, the alright, and the things I hope get improved upon as the game lives. For starters, though, this game is still as entertaining, if not more entertaining, than the original 3DS game. And I was a major fan of that one. Speaking of Mii's, the customization is on top. I created my Mii, the one you're seeing here, on the Mii.nxw.pw website, but here is how mine looks in-game. Does she look great? And I will say, the customization has took off so much. I've forgotten to create so many fictional characters like Chris from Deltarune, Noelle and Susie, Fallon, Marcel, Miku, and they always look so good and on point. And my friends, when I created them, have always been so happy with the turnout. Here's one of them, if I'm allowed to share it.
Leon's massive schlong.
Furthermore, it's so nice to have Mii games return. Mii games is for sure an era that I strongly miss, considering I was a huge lover of the Wii U, and we got so many Mii games there, like Nintendo Land. I missed them on the Switch, and I'm so happy to see them return. You can definitely tell that the developers have pushed for them to come back in just any form. Even with Miitopia on the Switch, it is back and better than ever. And the customization, I would argue, is better and more in-depth than the one in Miitopia. And I cannot stress enough how much I adore the little quirks. There's just something about giving your Mii characters just a hint of more personality that just wasn't there in the original. I could go on about them for so long, and we all know that one clip of humor is...
I feel a bit more like myself.
You can clip farm those in the base game forever. And, I mean, I cannot forget that we finally are in the era of woke Tendo, with the option to use whatever pronouns you want out of the 3 selectable ones, and letting your Mii characters be non-binary, which doesn't really affect gameplay in any way, and that's great, because you can finally let your Mii characters get with whoever they want, let them be lesbian, gay, anything asexual if you really want to, and I just adore that, because now everyone can play how they want to play. And also having more people in one house, because I think you can have up to 7 or 8, but my max at the moment has been 3 because not many people wanted to live together, is so nice. The amount of interactions you can get in the different areas of the world is amazing, and also building your world is so fun. My island has gotten so beautiful, and I intend to make it prettier, re-customize it, do whatever. The customization, while I will say having it not be landscapeable makes it look a bit flat, but that is a small thing. It is so easy to customize your island and make it look good that I can barely complain about it. I never got to make a really good looking island in Animal Crossing since I found that customization system just a tad bit too inconvenient for me. But in Living the Dream, customizing goes really quickly, but you can do so much with it. Especially considering you can make your own houses, you can make your own buildings, you can make your own items at the new Pallet House. Mentioning that, the new buildings are great. The Pallet House, the restaurant, the different locations get a lot more personality when you choose where to put them, and they have their own little theme songs and everything, just like the original game, but they just feel so much nicer now. And not to mention how amazing the OST is. My roommate might be going crazy for me playing off the game all the time, but even she's commented, at least the OST is pleasant. At least it isn't the worst. It does get a bit repetitive, but it is just a nice song and it's instantly recognizable. Where we do have to talk about a couple things I'm a bit neutral on that I don't know if I'm happy about or I don't really mind. For one, I feel like relationships build way too fast. Me and my girlfriend's me decided to marry after only a day. And we're now on the third day or so, and they have had a child. Another couple got married and had a child the next day. There's something about the speed of it that I'm not too fond of, considering stuff took way longer and felt like a daily thing in the original game. Now it feels like we're focusing on keeping your attention. While I do like having more to do in the game, part of the charm of the original Tomodachi Life is that they live even if you're not there. And now it feels more like a game, and in some ways, I don't know how I feel about that. But it does make the game more fun to play for longer sessions, and I cannot complain about that at all. I'm a bit disappointed though that part-time jobs are gone. And I understand why. Having your Miis roam around the island is very fun, but I would like to see, if possible, kind of like in Persona 5, where they can interact with the jobs, where even if they're at a job, they still do stuff together, and I feel like that is just missing. To me, I miss that a lot, and even though that wasn't in the original game, it's something I would love to see. It is potential for a future update, but it's not something I can see them doing. And after my Mii's had a child, I noticed that the child stages are not there anymore. And I mean, there's obviously good reasons why, but it does remove some of the core game. And again, I have to say, I miss that. It is just a couple things that I feel aren't there anymore, which I don't mind, but they would have been nice to have. And then, of course, we do have a few cons with the game, but that being said, I am incredibly positive over all of this game, and these don't really affect my enjoyment of it, but it is something worth noting. There are fewer minigames that you can just do spontaneously. Everyone knows the raising hands minigame, the one where the beach and sand, the relationship checker, the compatibility checker, those are just not there anymore. And I don't really like how everything is more randomized, and it doesn't feel like there's much for us as a player to do in the meantime beside building the island. And on that note, it does feel like there's too much focus on the customization through drawing, and I myself am not a really skilled artist. I have a lot of artist friends who help make these videos happen. But this time, I wish we had more other things to do than just the customization. Though again, this isn't the biggest problem because the customization is so in-depth and lets you do so much that I understand the change in priority. There's no concert hall. That's it. That's the con there. I miss it. I like the silly songs they sung. And also, I will say, couples not sharing a home and sleeping together and having their own separate thing is also something I do miss, because I don't like how couples just feel like an added on thing rather than something super special between the two characters. I remember in the original game, your Mii characters would have their own little home if they got married, where they lived beside their own apartment. They'd also sleep together sometimes, and that's really cute. It's not like that anymore. And I have my theories why. Even so, this doesn't affect gameplay as much, but having those little extra things are important to me, and I feel like relationships should have been prioritized more to make them feel a bit more different than just the normal friendships in the game. Beside that though, this game has been a blast. I get to share opinions and thoughts on it with friends, I get to share my needs locally, and the filter being completely removed and letting you do whatever you want is definitely a huge upside. And it is definitely a compromise I take with the removal of online capability. You don't need to take other people's needs for your game to be fun. And I know those with an emulator have already found ways to do this, most likely by sharing files. They also import their own custom PNGs, but I like my silly little Amogus pet that flies around that I drew myself.
Good little Amogus.
And my other little things, because I know I am the one who made them. And a huge shout out to Tomodachi Share for just being a great piece of software. It's not a software, that is a website. Huge shout out to Tomodachi Share for giving me inspiration and ideas for my own meets and how to create them. I try not to copy directly from it too much, but I do take ideas. But that's it for this video. I give this game, personally, a 4.5 star rating out of 5. It's so incredibly close to perfect. There's some things missing that I wish were there. In the out of 10 rating, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. It's exactly what it needs to be, but it is missing a little bit of that special sauce. I'll see you guys in the next video, and remember to like and subscribe. You can also always support me on Ko-Fi to help make these videos happen, and do check the description for any and all credit to artists, to friends, and to other things that I find worth mentioning. Thank you so much for watching, and as I already said, I'll see you next time. Bye!